when we woke up this morning, it was now. As we are listening to this, it is now. How many nows have you experienced? Have there been lots of nows? And if so, how long exactly does each now last? Don't think about this. Your experience is taking place now, so the now is available for direct investigation. How long does now last? Is the now that was present while we were having breakfast a different now than the now that is present now? And if so, what is the difference between them? When did the breakfast now stop and this now start? And if there is no difference between them, then it means that the now that was present at 8 o'clock, and the now that was present at 9 o'clock, and the now that was present at 10 o'clock, and the now that is present now, must be the same now. And therefore the now cannot share the limits of any of the particular times at which it is present. In other words, the now has no limit. Thus it has no duration in time. The now is not a moment in time. This now is the only now there is. It has no limits, it has no edges, it doesn't start and stop. This now hasn't come from somewhere. It hasn't come from a distant past, slowly moving along a line of time for millions of years to arrive at this moment in time. This now is the only now that ever is or has been. It hasn't come from somewhere, and it is not going anywhere. It is not moving along a line of time into an endless future. The now is still. Thought cannot think of the now, because thought can only know an object. And the now has no objective qualities with which it could be limited, and therefore it cannot be thought about. When thought thinks about now, it turns it into time. When we buy a novel in a bookstore, the entire novel is present. But the mind cannot read the entire novel at the same time. Thought needs time to read the novel. But the entirety of the novel is always present now. It is not the limitations of the novel, it is the limitations of thought. That make the entire novel inaccessible in every moment. Our entire experience, likewise, takes place now. Everything that we have ever experienced takes place in this now, the only now there is. Nothing took place in a past, and nothing will take place in a future. The universe didn't start millions of years ago. There is no millions of years ago. And it will not last forever. There is no forever. There is only eternity. The timeless now, this now that each of us is experiencing. Filtered through the mind, or filtered through thought, eternity appears as time. Thought superimposes a limit on the eternal now and makes it appear as time. Thus what is for thought everlasting in time is for reality eternity now. Don't try to think of eternity. It's not possible. Or do try to think of eternity, and in doing so, the mind will bring itself to its own end. The ones who use thought to go right to the edge of experience find that thought naturally, spontaneously dissolves. That is another form of self-inquiry, following thought to its own end. What else is consistently present along with the now? Thoughts are not always present. Sensations are not always present. perceptions are not always present. Therefore, these are not inherent in the now. The now is always present, so only something that is also always present could be inherent in the now. The only other element of experience that is always present is the experience of being aware, which shines in each of us as the knowledge, I am. In other words, now is not a moment in time. It is our own being. It has nothing to do with time. It is always now when I am. And I am, not always, but eternally now. The now is I am. Time is consciousness objectified by thought. Now ask yourself the question, where does my experience take place?